had 0 rebounds at halftime. The guy had 10 boards in the second half. He dropped 44. He had no turnovers. He hit 2/3 of his shots. I could keep going.
Anthony Davis. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 2/3 of his shot and 2/3 of his threes, and he hasn't been shooting the 3 this season.
No. I've been asking for it. Shoot more, AD.
This, I mean, dare I say, this was bubble AD that we saw tonight. This was the AD that helped the Lakers win a championship.
I think he's better. I think the AD we've seen over the past 2 weeks is the best he has literally ever been.
Because of the production at the rim and how dominant he's been there.
Yeah, I just like the efficiency. The percentage that he is shooting from the floor, his ability to do offense, defense, all of it. Nights like tonight, 44-10, like insane stuff from Anthony Davis. There's a stretch of, 30 and 16 that he had 5 games in a row, going back a couple weeks. This guy is on one right now.
But specifically the jumper and, just the fluidity of his jumper, hitting the 3, that's where you get you check the bubble AD box, because that was a big part of his game in the championship season. It hasn't been much this season. He's been dominant regardless, but we saw that come back against a Bucks team that does a really good job trying to shut down the paint. Mike E., for all the negative things I've said about AD, I'm sorry. I was a complete idiot. Go Lakers.
We forgive you, Mike.
We forgive you. Absolutely. You know what? That's sports. That's the way it goes. That's why you play the games. You know what? This is something that I think we need to stop and talk about for a second.
And I'm curious to see what's said in the postgame. I wonder how much of this performance was a let's get this one for Darvingham type of situation. And if so, I think that could be a really good sign for positive team chemistry, team building, all that.
Then there's Kevin Durant.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. They had the stat line. Spent 10 years on your coach's staff there. And you see it, right? Yeah, I'll be curious to see, like you said, not only the post-game interviews, but is there a locker room clip of all the guys dancing around Darvingham, like, hey, we got this one for you, coach. You see that in other sports. But yeah, obviously there's no bad blood between Darvingham and the Bucks. They, by all accounts, things worked out well for him. He didn't get fired or anything like that, but it is an interesting angle for sure, knowing the history that he has with that place.
Always winning, says Russ for MVP, even on those 2 missed free throws, LOL. Russ has been great seeing what the relationship he's built with Lakers fans this year, seeing fans get behind him and have reason to get behind him and all of that. But that play diving on the floor, that summed everything up the fans were hoping to see out of Russell Westbrook. That was it. Look, the 2 missed free throws hurt. We were wondering why LeBron even threw that cross-court pass. It was dangerous. When your target is Russell Westbrook and you know you're going to get fouled, that doesn't make sense. It was not a smart play from LeBron in that moment. Then Russ missed 2 free throws. But overall, I'm not going to let that sour what was a great performance out of Russ. And the play diving on the floor is the one that I'm going to take away as the key moment for him in this one.
Yeah, we did the watch along. I think there was one moment at the beginning and one moment at the end that were bad, and everything in between was absolutely perfect from Russell Westbrook. There was a play early on, Trevor, where he brings the ball down and he just chucks up a 20-footer with 20 seconds on the shot clock, and you and I are both like, what are we doing? And I sort of filed it away because I'm like, we're doing this again, Russ. But I'm not exaggerating. I think he made the right decision almost every single time from that point forward. There were no more dumb threes. There were no more 20-footers early in the shot clock. It felt like every time he got to the rim, he made the right decision on pass or shoot. Then he's got the ball when he's diving on the floor. He has huge rebounds for the Lakers on the defensive side. Look, I have been as anti-Russ as anybody has been. And you can't have watched the game that we just watched and say that Russell Westbrook was an absolutely critical to winning and absolutely fantastic for who he is as a player. This is the best version of Russell Westbrook, what we just saw tonight.
Oh, absolutely. How many times in the first half did we see Russ get into the paint and then not only make the right decision in terms of pass shoot, but have the right timing, the right target, the little drop-off passes to AD? What did he finish with in terms of assists? I know it was a ton. 11 assists, of double figures assists, and then points. He was excellent in this game.
14, 11, and 7 for Westbrook, 6 of 11 from the field.
Great game from him. Mario Hernandez, his best win of the season. This game should put AD in the MVP conversation. Russ was amazing. LeBron was clutch. Do we still need a trade? LFG Lakers. So, I guess let's talk about the first part. Does this put AD in the MVP conversation? If the Lakers keep winning, yes. Realistically, what do they have to be? 4 seed, probably, for AD to get real MVP consideration?
Yeah, probably. They're the 12th seed right now. Obviously, everything is bunching up. They're a half game, away from being tied for the 8th seed. But they're the 12th seed right now. So I think they got to be in the top 4, maybe 5 if it's close. And the numbers he's putting up right now will put him in the conversation. Does he have a chance of winning? I think the team success is going to play a role.
Yeah, I think he has no chance of winning it as the 12th seed. If they move up, though, then yes, then he could get into that conversation. Do we still need a trade? I think the answer is yes, but I still think you need to balance out this roster. But again, if you're Rob Pelinka, you can now go into trade negotiations and you can say, I don't have to pay extra to move Russ. He's great. He's doing well for us. I'm not desperate to move Russell Westbrook. Look at him driving on the floor. I don't have to give up extra first-round picks in order to move him. So unless you're going to give me a fair deal, there's nothing that's going to get done here. And essentially, you could just do a deal with Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn, $18+ million in expired contracts, and off you go. But I do still think you need at least one move in order to balance out the roster and provide them some things that they'll need. I don't think this game says you're good, do nothing.
Yeah, this shows you what the ceiling of this group is, but I think we're kidding ourselves if we think that what we saw tonight is something sustainable. I mean, the performance that Anthony Davis put on, the performance that LeBron and Russell Westbrook put on, I mean, you basically got 9.5 out of 10 performances from all three of those guys. LeBron was a little down, AD's probably 10 out of 10, but I just don't think you have the depth to be able to sustain. I mean, to be able to win enough games to make a dent in the Western Conference standings, you've got to have guys that can pick up the slack on nights when LeBron or AD that aren't at this level. And right now, once you get past the top two, I mean, you're talking about Russell Westbrook and Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves, who are nice pieces, but you want those guys to be your 6th, 7th, 8th pieces, not your 3rd, 4th, and 5th pieces. So I definitely think there's moves to be made, but I agree. I think you make a great point, Trevor. I agree that the Lakers have shed the label of desperate, because they can say, hey, we won 7 out of 9, Russ is playing fine. That's cool. Like, Indiana, you want to keep winning games and kind of messing yourself up on the lottery thing, knock yourself out. Charlotte, you want to keep those guys that have to figure out what's to do playing time, knock yourself out. And maybe those teams get desperate and say, all right, fine. We'll take the protected first, or we'll take a 1st and 2 seconds, or whatever the deal might be.
And the race is not yet run. This isn't over. We'll see how the team continues to play as we get into trade season, which December 15th is typically the unofficial start of trade season in the NBA. But this is exactly what the Lakers need in order to kind of have a little bit of leverage in trade talks. And this is what they were hoping for when they opted not to make a move over the summer, was that the dynamic would change and they would be able to have some more leverage and not have to give up so much in order to get what they need. And they'd also have a better sense of what it is exactly what they need. Got a good quote here coming out of Darvin Ham post-game. He said, "It was awesome to see everybody come together and competing against that team. The focus, the attention to detail, everybody being engaged. This just can't be a one-game thing. This is something we have to do every time we step on the floor." Isn't that the typical coach, right? Like, don't want to live in the moment too much of, yes, we got the win and let's celebrate. He's got to throw in a little, this is great, but now we got to make sure we're doing this consistently.
Yeah, I mean, I get why he says it. Like, it's kind of the human thing where it's like, dude, just enjoy it. Like, you just beat Milwaukee in Milwaukee. It's been an awful season for him, I would imagine, just the criticism, how poorly this team started and whatnot. You just sort of hope that, look, you're a human being, and I get, like, you got to put your coach hat on and say, we want to see. I mean, it's like, I just hope deep down he's able to take a deep breath tonight and say, that was freaking awesome. Like, we just went into Milwaukee, beat arguably the best team in the NBA, at their A game, Chris Middleton back and healthy and playing well. They shot the lights out from deep, and we still beat them. This is the ceiling of this team. The hard work we're putting in is paying off. There is some fruit to our labors. I hope he can enjoy that, even if the quotes he's giving to the media afterwards are, you know, hey, we got to improve some things. We got to clean some of this up. Too many missed free throws, that kind of thing.
That's you're by yourself later on in the night, or you're with your coaches later on in the night, and you can sit and really enjoy later, right? But
yeah,
I mean, Milwaukee shot 53% from the field, 40% from 3, 80% from the line, only turned the ball over 10 times. Most nights, that's a win for the Bucks. Like a fairly easy win for the Bucks. And Lakers found a way to beat Milwaukee at their best. I mean, that's incredible.
I mean, you could argue this was a flawless game from the Lakers. The Lakers shot 53.5% from the floor, 42% from 3, 75% from the line, just 4 turnovers. I mean, you're looking across and it's like, if you were going to nitpick, I don't even know what you would nitpick here. Like,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not even like, well, you know, we did a game, they beat the Spurs, it's like, and they had like 17 turnovers. Sure. It's like, peak across the board. So, anyway.
Adrian says, can we talk about how the Lakers have scored more than 60 points at halftime these last few games? Also love what I'm seeing from AD. The offensive efficiency is starting to creep up for the Lakers. They were 28 on the season last I looked, much higher than that. If you go back like the last 10 games or so, the offense is starting to click, and part of that is the three-point shooting is finally coming around. They're not shooting 21% from 3 anymore, and so that's allowing Darvin Ham's offense to really shine right now.
Yeah, 66 points in the first half, 67 points in the second half. So balance from the Lakers there. You know, in the playback, we talked a lot about that third quarter. They scored 35 points in the third quarter. Now they gave up 39. So it wasn't an awesome third quarter, but offensively, again, there's no nitpicking for me. Offensively, they were fantastic.
Cohen said, we're a title contender with a good trade. This AD and playoff LeBron are title contenders. What a way to celebrate LeBron breaking Magic's record. We're 25 minutes in the show. We haven't even mentioned that LeBron broke, that's how crazy of a night it's been, broke Magic's record for assists. And why was Russ in the game with 1 minute left? He almost sold both ends. I guess let's start with we're a title contender with a good trade. Let's start there.
It's a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. Like, if you're Rob Pelinka, like we had already heard that the Lakers had made the decision already. This was yesterday, I talked about this. The Lakers had made the decision, reportedly, according to Dave McMenamin at ESPN. They made the decision that they're not in the evaluation phase anymore, that the answer is yes. This team is good enough, this team is worth it to make trades. It's not a lost cause. It's not a situation where you just throw your hands up and say, there's nothing we can do. This team has proven they are good enough. They're going to get out there and they're going to get something done on the trade market sometime around December 15th. Sometimes it might take a little while, but they're going to explore trades and they're going to get something done. If that was in AL, this game completely dispelled that, right? There is no debating at this point. This is a team that is worth making a trade for to add firepower.
Yeah, I agree. Because what this game tells you is that if this team, with LeBron and AD as their best players, gets into a series where it is down to a small number of games, that you have a chance against literally anyone. I think if you're Rob Pelinka, what you have to ask yourself is, do we have the depth and do we have the firepower around those guys to get there? I think you watch this game and you say, put us in a postseason series and we'll take our chances against anybody. What I think the true, real question that they have to ask ourselves is, you can't get this from AD and LeBron every single night for the next 60 games. So what you need to do is you need to get the firepower, the Miles Turner, Buddy Hield types, to get you in. Those guys add 5 or 6 wins to your win total, and then all of a sudden you're the 7th seed, or you're even the 6th seed, and you're avoiding the play, whatever it might be. You get enough firepower in there to get into the postseason, because a night like tonight tells you that if AD is firing and LeBron is firing, there's literally nobody in the league that stops you.
I think another factor they've got to consider is it can't just be Russ for anybody, right? I mean, over the summer we were talking about just get any kind of wing and you make the deal because Russ was a net negative. You've got to be pretty darn certain that what you're getting is going to help your team if you're moving Russ at this point, because he's been good for them. He is not a negative. If he's the piece that you're going to move, it's got to be pretty clear that you are getting back pieces that are going to significantly improve.
Yeah, I think you look at the starting lineup. Troy Brown's probably the spot out there that you want to improve. And maybe the point guard spot, like those 2 spots are probably the 2.
He's your guy. Troy Brown is your guy. You're saying bump him out of the starting lineup?
What do you want tonight? Shout out to that guy, Troy Brown. Go Ducks. But yeah, I mean, and then it's the second unit big man. And King Wenyan played well tonight, my other guy. But that's the spot. Like, it's kind of like, because then if Troy Brown is taking the Kendrick Nunn minutes, you feel a lot better about those minutes, right? And if Wenyan is taking the Thomas Bryant minutes, then you feel better about those. And so I think that's the trickle down. But I agree. I mean, one thing is, they talk how much the Lakers need shooting. They've been top half of the NBA for the last couple of weeks in three-point shooting. They shot 42% from the field tonight. So I'm not saying we don't need any shooters anymore, but it's just an interesting how quickly things can change as the sample size grows.
Absolutely. Why was Russ in the game at the end? I thought that Russ had earned a spot in the game at the end.
And I think it was coming off of he was in there for defensive purposes, right? And Grayson Allen, so it wasn't like there were free throws. There wasn't a chance. He comes into the game. Grayson Allen misses the 3, and then LeBron grabs the rebound. So you wanted him out there for defensive purposes. So I'm not complaining about that. I think the question more so is why did AD give up the ball? And once the ball got into LeBron's hands, you got to know better than almost A, turning it over, and B, throwing it to Westbrook.
That pass, that cross-court pass from LeBron, it was moving in slow motion. I was so nervous as that ball was in the air because you could see it almost getting picked off. I was having James Worthy flashbacks at that moment. This comment, Nemesis says, "Bro, we beat the Bucks. I feel so much joy. I'm getting drunk tonight." All right, I like it. I like the enthusiasm. I like the energy. This is for you, Trevor. I love Lakers Nation, man. Well, thank you. We certainly appreciate that. But this isn't for me. This is for Lakers Nation. This is for everybody. These kinds of wins, this is when we all get to come together and celebrate. And that's why it's so incredible to be part of this and to be part of this huge fan base that we get to experience these positive moments together. It's truly a special thing.
Yeah, hey, LA fans, we're a lucky bunch. I host our Dodgers show, and the fact that you and I, Trevor, get to host shows after big wins for great teams, I do not take that for granted, even in the slightest. So, shout out to LA for being awesome.
100%. Alex says AD proved that he's that guy tonight, along with his dominant last performance. That was the big question coming in. Can AD go toe-to-toe with Giannis and be on that level? He wasn't just on that level, he was better. He was close. He was better.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one of our other awards here. I think this is actually kind of an interesting one, so here we go.
Star in your role.
I'm looking for something. Magic.
Come. This is all. Okay, so no Russ, no LeBron, no AD. Who stepped up the most from the Lakers?
Yeah. I think you've got some options that all have interesting sort of arguments in their favor. Because I think when you look at star in your role, and I know I'm dragging this one out, it felt like the stars were the guys that carried this in the fourth quarter. So then you're looking earlier in the game. I think there's 2 guys I would look at. I'll say Wenyen Gabriel. I'm a big Wenyen Gabriel fan. 5 points, 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. I just thought he gave them great minutes in the first half into the third quarter. I thought he played really good defense when he was in there, and that's kind of what you need from that second big. You're not looking for 20 points from that guy. You're not looking for tons of production, but I thought Gabriel was really, really good tonight, and so I think that allowed the Lakers to build a 15-point lead that they eventually blew, but to get themselves enough of a cushion that once crunch time got there, right? I said all along, the bench guys, your job is to get to 9-minute mark with the Lakers still in the game. Get your top 5 back in, and you're in it. I thought Gabriel was a big part of the bench being able to do that tonight.
I'm in agree. I thought Wendy was great in this one as well. I've been a proponent of him getting more minutes. I'd like to see him live in the 15 to 20 minute a night range. I will go, though I would have liked to see Thomas Bryant get more than 4 minutes, but he can't complain much with the way this game played out. I'm going to go Lonnie Walker. I thought that the scoring punch that he gave them in the third, 0 points at halftime, had 10 points in like the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, was really big. Those were some dangerous moments where the Lakers really needed to keep up with the Bucks, who were looking to come out there and just flip the whole script, flip the momentum in their favor. And eventually I think they did get the momentum, but this kept the Lakers right there, going shot for shot for them, with them, and Lonnie Walker was a big part of that. Finished with 14 points, 4 of 10 shooting is not fantastic, but it's not terrible either, and then 2 of 5 from 3, 4 free throws. Again, this game was largely LeBron, AD, Russ, they did most of the heavy lifting, but I thought that little bit of scoring from Lonnie Walker was much needed and really helped them out in that third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I had him and Wenyen neck and neck. Again, both those guys, the contribution wasn't important. I mean, Lonnie had 14. I think all 14 were in the third quarter. I don't think he scored in any quarter outside of that. He had at least 12 in the third. I'm not sure if he got a bucket in the fourth or not. But he had at least 12 in the third, and he might have had all 14. So I'm with you. I mean, we talked about on the show how brutal that third quarter has been. Walker was basically the reason it wasn't terrible for the Lakers. So kudos to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Nice performance from him. The Lakers are methodical tonight. Yes, I agree with that. Koopboy said, best game the big three have played. What a game. Russ, 11 assists, no turnovers. Braun, 11 assists, no turnovers. AD domination. Hard-fought victory. The Lakers deserve to win. This road trip could be a big turning point.
I don't want to overreact, Trevor, but I mean, is this the best? Do you feel like when you combine what Russ, LeBron, and AD all did in one night, I mean, that feels like there's probably a compelling case to be made that this was the best game that all 3 of those played simultaneously. I'm asking you to sort of rewind a year and a half of tape, but I mean, I don't know how much better it could be.
Yeah, they only played, 21 games together last season, and it wasn't pretty. They were a net negative, I believe, in 21 games last season. I'd say it was a solid amount of certainty that this is the best game we've seen the 3 of them have together. Is this the turning point? This road trip, it could be. I feel like this game might be a turning point because so far, like you look at the wins the Lakers have had. Yeah, they had the win over the Pelicans. Pelicans were down some players, and it took a Matt Ryan, who's not even on the team anymore, 3 to tie it up, send it OT. That was a great win, but it's not like that was a statement game necessarily. They beat the Spurs 3 times. They beat the Pistons once. Like the wins they've gotten have been against a lot of the inferior teams. And so you can look at their schedule and say, well, they're only beating up on the bad teams. That's important. I don't want to take anything away from them for that. That's important to do. But this is their first quality win where they outclassed one of the best teams in the NBA, and they did it on a night when it's not like the Bucks just had a horrendous shooting night, shot like 15% from 3 or something like that. This was the Bucks at their best. This was the Bucks with Chris Middleton back, and the Lakers went punch for punch with them, and they were the ones left standing when the dust settled. And this win could be the turning point, not even just the road trip. This game could be a turning point for them.
Yeah, I mean, in the playback, right, somebody joked in the comments like, oh, the Bucks are overrated, and you and I both kind of hinted at, no, I think the Bucks are playing like an elite team. I think the Lakers were just right there with them. Like, I don't think this is a take something away from the Bucks game. I think this is a, holy crap, we better start taking the Lakers seriously. And you and I joked right at the beginning, 4:30 primetime ESPN game. It's like, come on, first game of the road trip. They play the Blazers Wednesday. They got to fly to Milwaukee and play Friday at 4:30. What are we doing? But national audience got a show tonight.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I mean, ESPN's got to be happy with that one in their ratings.
Yeah, leading into game number 2, right? I mean, that's best case scenario.
Game number 2 is going to be, what is it? It's like Warriors and Bulls, I think?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to have to follow up that game.
Womp womp.
Hayes Navarre, it's a great game. So proud of this team. This makes up for the Pacers game. We should be 10-11 right now, but a great statement win. I think this it probably makes up for the Pacers. It makes up for the Pacers game record-wise, right? Yeah. But in terms of momentum, in terms of what it means for your team, I think it goes a little bit further than just that.
Yeah. I mean, look, you'd rather win this one and have lost to Indiana than vice versa, because I do think this one means a little bit more. This one's the feather in your cap that a win over the Pacers just isn't going to be. So sure, we'd like to have had both of those. We'd like to be talking about a 5-game winning streak, but for what it's worth, this win is, I think it's going to be a huge momentum builder. And just to believe, like, think about the guys in the locker room who sat through that terrible start and probably started to ask themselves, are we this bad? Like, are we really the team that wins 2 of our first, 12 games? And now you're sitting in the, like, we just freaking went into Milwaukee and beat the Bucks, and Giannis at his best, and Middleton back, and there's no injury complaints, and they shot the lights out, and guess what? We came out on top. Like, the belief that they've got to have, the confidence to believe that they belong there, I think you can't speak highly enough about how important that's going to be moving forward.
What a birthday present to Dennis Schroeder's son.
There you go. Shout out.
Schroeder missed the game due to the birth of his son, which is a fantastic reason to miss a basketball game, and congratulations to him. Established TV said, who would you take, Turner or Poeltl? I mean, it depends on who's cheaper. If it's even, the price to get it, I would go Turner. But I think Poeltl probably costs a little bit less to get, so that would have to be a factor. DeGibb said, what is Ham's obsession with Beverly? AD is playing better than bubble AD. LeBron and AD were clutch. They were clutch in the game, but also clutch in terms of agency. This makes the Indiana loss feel a lot better. It certainly does. There were a lot of fans who were not happy to see Patrick Beverly still in the starting lineup. I thought he was okay in this game. He hit a couple of shots, finished with 7 points, 1 for 3 from 3, 23 minutes. He's not like, if the Lakers were to trade Patrick Beverly and say Kendrick Nunn, who only played 2 minutes in this game, I think you're not going to miss past production or anything. Whatever you're getting back is probably going to improve you. But I also don't think this was a terrible Patrick Beverly game.
No, I mean, he did the stuff, like, it sounds cliche, he did the stuff that doesn't show up in the box score. I thought consistently, I felt like he provided them the best wing defender that they had. And again, I raised my hand because I was the guy that doesn't, I think you can make an argument, maybe he doesn't even belong in the rotation, but Schroeder is back. But tonight, I thought when he was matched up on Middleton, it felt like he gave them the best chance to play some defense out there. I am laughing, though, because we joked about how he had 5 points in the first, 2 minutes. The joke was, does he get to 10? He got to 7. He got to 7. 2 points in the last 38 minutes of this one, or 46 minutes of this one for Beverly. But yeah, I thought this was solid from Patrick Beverly. Like, I'm not expecting anything more than this. I thought he was solid.
We said we'd be smashing the under on that one, and that was a good call. Goody said, I'd imagine you're probably better off with Westbrook at this point. His energy is something else. I mean, now it really depends on what you're getting back. Like, you've got to be getting back something good if you're going to come out as a positive in moving Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I've been anti-Russ, and here's what I'll say. What Westbrook provides is actually what the Lakers really need on that second unit right now, which is playmaking. Because for all of Russell Westbrook's sports, the electricity that is in the game when he has the ball in his hands. Now, when I say for better or worse, often it is for worse at times, but tonight you got the best version. You got a guy that, how many guys on the Lakers can beat their man? Like, with the ball in their hand, do you feel good about beating their man off the dribble? I think Russ is maybe the only guy on that second unit that you feel good about. Now, the question with Russ is, what happens next? Does he make the right decision? Pass or shoot? Does he spot up? Whatnot? So I think I'm still not opposed to moving Russell Westbrook in the right move, but I do think you've got to find somebody on the second unit who can make plays and beat people off the dribble. Now, I know it's an unpopular opinion. I think Dennis Schroeder can at least help if you move Russell Westbrook. I think that's a good role for him. I think Reeves gives you a little bit of that, and then if you've got a guy like Miles Turner who can at least be a focal point. But so I'm not quite to the point of we're better off with Russell Westbrook, but I do want to acknowledge he brings something to the table the Lakers desperately need.
He's not giving you $47 million worth of production. So if you can take that $47 million and you turn it into 2 really good plays or 3 solid plays, you can do some other things with that, particularly when you look at the fit. If you can find guys who can shoot the 3 and play defense, because ultimately that's, like, this was obviously a great game, but ultimately the Lakers' ceiling is capped by their shooting and their lack of size, right? That's going to limit how far they can get, because you can't expect them to do this every single night. But if you add a little bit more shooting, if you add some guys who have a bit more size and more versatility on the defensive end of the floor, maybe that goes a little ways towards actually raising your ceiling as a team. But again, with how good Russ has been, you've got to be careful in this move that you're getting back some really quality players, and that pushes me more towards, well, let's see what you can get for Patrick Beverly and Kendrick Nunn in a first, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, you got 49 minutes basically from Westbrook, Thomas Bryant, Wendy Gabriel, and Kendrick Nunn. So if you can move Westbrook and you can fill those 49 minutes with guys that are, above average to starter level NBA players, I think that's a needle mover for the Lakers.
CLB said, this is the upside of Russ being on your team. He brought playmaking, the extra oomph to the team. Let's go Lakers. Russ missed the free throws, but he'll work on it.
Didn't end up mattering.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. It would be a very different Russ to me. Can you imagine what this conversation would be if that 3 from Drew Holiday goes in and they go to overtime? I mean, I feel bad. I would have felt bad because he deserves the flowers that he's getting tonight.
Well, and it would have taken away, as this comment says, Westbrook almost cost us the game with the 2 missed free throws. Trade him. We're 1 move away. And what does LeBron need to do to get a call? Like, it would have taken away the importance of that Russ sellout dive where he just put his body on the line and made the big hustle play. It would have diminished that. And that would have, and obviously would have potentially cost you the win. So I'm glad it didn't come back to burn the Lakers, because it would have taken away from what was a good performance from him. What does LeBron James need to do to get a foul call? 2 free throws on the night. He took 27 shots.
Yeah,
27 shots.
21 of them inside the arc.
6 of them threes, right?
Yeah.
And so he's attacking the basket. It's not like he's taking a lot of mid-range jumpers here, and he shoots 2 free throws on the night. What can he do at this point to get a whistle?
Yeah. I mean, look, LeBron takes 21 shots, and without looking at his shot chart here, I mean, 14 of those are probably at the rim, right? And you're telling me he got fouled one time in 14, and I guess the one time he got fouled wouldn't even go down to the shot. So 15 times at the rim and he gets fouled just one time, that doesn't seem to add up to me.
No, it certainly doesn't. And this Lamar says, 2 master locks to the refs. LeBron, first and only 2 free throws with 4 minutes left in the game. LeBron for passing to Russ to shoot the free throws in the clutch. A great win, baby. So he's saying a master lock to the referees and a master lock to LeBron for throwing that pass to Russell Westbrook. That was not the smartest decision in that moment, but again, it didn't wind up hurting the Lakers in terms of getting the win. But yeah, the free throws are certainly frustrating to see.
14, I count 14. I'm looking at LeBron's shot chart. I count
you did, okay.
14 shots inside the paint.
Oh, my goodness. 14 shots inside the paint, and he took 2 free throws on the night.
Yeah. And so that's 14 plus whatever he was fouled on, because that wouldn't have gone down as a major missed shot. So there you go.
Dante Simmons said, we have to get rid of Pat Bev and Nunn. Keeping Russ is a must. I don't know if it's a must. I would flip it and say getting rid of Russ is not a must. Over the summer, we were thinking it probably was. Patrick Beverley, if you can turn Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn into productive players via a trade, I think that would go a long way. And you're no longer, if you're the Lakers, you're no longer in that position where you need to trade Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I think Nunn's on the list of guys that, you're getting no value out of. I think Beverly, if he sticks around, I think if he's used right by Darvin Ham, I think there are certain games and situations like tonight where I think he provided you some value defensively that you currently need. But, there's not going to be any tears shed by me if Beverly is on his way out of town. I just think you need to bring back somebody to give you a little bit of something on the defensive end if Beverly's gone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you need to bring back some defensive players. So, Ricardo says, best win in years, life is so beautiful. I was thinking about this. The intensity of this game was played with, it reminded me, the closest thing I can think of, and I'm sure there were other games over the last few years that have been in somewhat similar, but the first one that I think of is Game 6 of the 2020 Finals, when the Lakers came out with fire in their eyes, and Miami couldn't stick with them, but just the efficiency, the effectiveness that the Lakers played with that night, what this team did tonight kind of reminded me of that. Like, they were not out there to mess around. They went out there, they executed, and they got the job done. That's kind of what I saw out of this team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, best win in years. I sort of laughed at myself because I'm like, it wasn't that long ago that they won the title. So, I mean, I think there have been some more important wins. But since then, I mean, there's probably a really compelling case, and I've got a bad memory, and you're way more dialed in on sort of the day-to-day than I am. But, something to think about over the next few days. Like, is this actually the best win that the Lakers have had post the championship? There's probably a case we made in Milwaukee. I don't know.
So during the game, this comment just came out. During the game, Russell Westbrook was counting for Giannis free throw attempts. Right, he was doing the 10-second count. He said, "I feel validated. I'm glad they paid attention because they finally called it on Giannis, the 10-second count, and maybe it mattered in this game." So he's saying, me, yelling out the count. Finally, the refs called it, and I feel validated that they finally made the call because I made it so they kind of had to. Kind of a funny moment in the game.
That was amazing. When he was counting, and you could hear on the broadcast him counting.
1,000, 2, 1,000.
Amazing. And it was the thousands. That was the part of the counting. It wasn't just 1, 2. It was like 1,000. Like, geez Louise, takes me back to the schoolyard.
He's out there playing flag football. Yeah, that's it. Or two-hand touch. Carlos Ramirez.
50s next time.
Yeah, that's right. You can't deny that this is the best the big three have looked. Agreed, all three dominated in their own way. You love to see it. Just trade Nunn and Beverly now. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that, but yes, I agree. This is the best they looked together.
Yeah.
Keep Russ, trade Donovan Jones, and a first for Pirtle. Trade Nunn and a second or two for Cam Reddish to get a wing. I'm assuming that's who he's talking about, for Cam to get a wing.
So Donovan Jones and a first for Pirtle. Nunn and a second for Cam.
Curry's got 13.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to either of those things.
I mean, if you basically say Beverly and a first, Beverly, Nunn, and a first for Pirtle and Cam Reddish, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know that Cam has been kind of up and down this season.
Yeah.
My main focus for the Lakers on the trade front is find a wing with some size that can shoot. And then the secondary focus would be a big. So that's what I'm exhausting first, is finding a wing. Like, if I had my choice, I would go both a wing and a big, and then just behind that it would be two wings to this team. So that's my only hesitation here, is that the wing you're getting is Cam Reddish, and I don't know if he's necessarily the answer to your need on the wing. Pirtle, I think, is a great target, but my priority before I would lock in something for Pirtle would be to find that wing player that you need.
Yeah, I mean, Reddish shooting 31.5% from three this year, shot just 25.8% last year in New York since coming over from Atlanta. So he's been disappointing ever since he came over there. I mean, Reddish is a guy that I like in theory. The profile of a guy like him, he's sort of 6'8", with a little bit of a defensive kind of MO, you feel good about? Could you sort of squeeze a little bit more out of him in the same way that they've gotten something out of Troy Brown, the way they've gotten something out of Lonnie Walker? I mean, I like the upside play, and none in a second, like, sure, sign me up for that trade, because I'll just take my chances, and if it doesn't work out, I'm not too concerned about losing Kendrick Nunn and a second-round pick.
Sure, yeah. JJ Ramirez, AD was a monster tonight. Russ was so crucial in this win. Let's go 6-0 on the road trip. Let's pump the brakes a little bit, Jacob. I like the enthusiasm. Yeah, 6-0 on the road trip. That would certainly be nice. Would help the Lakers in the standings. John Booth, did we really just get a win against the Bucks? Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Yep. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the standings here. The Lakers have now moved up with this win. They moved ahead of the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're now, this sounds terrible, they're in 12th. But for context, the West is so compact. They are 6 games out of first.
Yeah.
They are
8th.
Yeah, they're a game and a half out of 8th place in the Western Conference. Like they're right there. So yes, they're moving up, starting to move up a bit, which is exactly what you want, exactly what we need to see.
They're right there. They're right there.
Ace of Hearts. This game proves that no one wants to see a healthy AD. Also, Lonnie by far should be starring your role. Without his third quarter minutes, we go under. All right, so he agrees with me in terms of the starring your role award. Healthy AD is a scary sight for any team come playoff time.
Yep.
Let's do our final award of the night here. Because some nights this is very easy, some nights it's not, but it's always fun.
Master lock of the night. With over 200 flavor notes, Woodford Reserve Bourbon is a special offer for seasoned emphasis.
Okay, so the Master Lock is on whatever was the most kind of annoying thing.
Yeah.
So what gets the Master Lock tonight?
Okay, I've got 2 ideas for you, Trevor.
Okay.
The first one I'm hesitant on, because I was going to say Drew Holiday's shooting, but he missed the absolute biggest one of the game, so I feel like, all in all, I'll take it. So can I just Master Lock Grayson Allen just because he's Grayson Allen?
Because he's Grayson Allen.
I don't need a great reason to Master Lock Grayson Allen, so just go with that.
Master Lock Grayson Allen just for being Grayson Allen. All right, I like that. I like that. I think that's fair. I don't think anyone will complain on that one. Mine will go. We talked about it already. It's going to go to the officials for 2 free throw attempts for LeBron James in this entire game, despite taking so many shots at the rim. This has been a season-long challenge for him, not being able to get whistles, not being able to get to the free throw line. It's been frustrating. He's got to be frustrated, and it just continues to be a problem. So I'm going to Master Lock the refs for not giving any LeBron any respect for the rim. And the face of the NBA for so long, one of the greatest of all time, like Indy running for the greatest player ever, and he's not getting respect at the rim. Like, that's not what you would expect, right? You would expect a player like of his stature to, if anything, be getting a generous whistle, and yet he doesn't. It's bizarre.
Yeah, and Giannis and Brook Lopez are 2 guys that are going to contest at the rim. It's not like this is against a team that sort of, just is a ghost by the rim. So with all those contested shots, what do we say, 14 shots taken in the paint or something like that by LeBron tonight? Yeah, it's tough to explain.
Travail says Lonnie carried the third quarter with 14 points. Agreed. We went over why he was for me, he was the star in your role on the night. Darius, the Russell Westbrook storyline keeps getting better. It's definitely better. It's been heartwarming, really. Like, just seeing the way things have turned for Russell Westbrook and just his relationship with fans, the way people are responding to him. It's so much better than it was last season. And it all comes back to, look, the LA fans will love you if you are performing on the court, if you are showing that you're passionate, showing that you care, showing that you want to be there, showing that you care about being a Laker, right? If you're doing those things, LA fans will get behind you and they will love you.
Yeah.
But last season was the opposite of that, where it felt like it was just contentious between Russ and Lakers fans, and it was a frustrating season and so much negativity. It's so great to see this going the complete other direction this season.
Yeah. I mean, look, as a person, this is what I want for him. I want for him to be successful. I want for him to be happy. I'm not ready to say that, like, it's a right in pen that this is how the rest of the season is going to go for Westbrook, but I said it earlier. I think for him, so much of the time it's the mental thing, and he was 90% dialed in tonight in a way that, he basically had a flawless performance for almost the entirety of this game. So, and I'm just talking about making the right decision. I don't need 30 points from Westbrook. I don't even need 11 assists. I just want the right decision being made more often than not. Tonight we saw it. So that's what I hope. Maybe there's progress. Maybe there's growth. If he can do it on this stage and in this game, I gotta believe that he's capable of it in lesser circumstances.
We've got Samaje Brown said, big shots from AD and Braun, clutch contest by Reeves on Drew. We haven't talked about that yet. Big rebounds by AD. Russ diving to the ball, good game from us overall to keep this momentum for the road trip. AD ready to lead. Yeah, you know what? Austin Reeves, at least getting a hand up on Drew Holiday, who was red hot all night. And that was actually a really nice play to not get burned and be able to still contest on that. It's one play. It didn't. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Drew would have missed the shot even if we didn't contest. But it was a nice play where he just fundamentally played good defense, contested the shot, didn't foul. The Lakers got the miss, got the stuff that they needed.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he missed. That's the most important piece.
Right. In that moment, we were begging for a stop. In that moment,
that wasn't the shot either of us wanted to see. It was Drew Holiday pretty much open. But hey, sometimes the ball bounces your way.
Dante says, Trevor, the Lakers have arrived. I have no doubt in my mind that we can make it to the Western Conference Finals with a healthy LeBron, AD, and Russ leading the second unit. I'm not willing to go there yet. I think you need some more moves and all that. So I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit there. But I will say the West is wide open. There isn't a dominant power right now in the Western Conference, and the Lakers can certainly be in the mix, but I do still think they need a move, if not a couple of moves.
Yeah, I'll just say it again. I think their ceiling, their best guys going against somebody else's best guys you feel good about. But if you're telling me over the course of 82 games, can this group and the 6 guys behind LeBron and AD give you enough to put you in one of the top 6 seeds in the Western Conference, I'm not sold.
Skybox said AD is a grown man. He is indeed.
Agreed.
He is indeed.
Science confirms.
Best win of the season. We're clicking at the right time. Yeah, I mean, look, they were able to weather the storm early in the season, and now they are, I mean, aside from that Pacers game, they are playing better basketball, period. They are finding ways to get things done, and so this is great to see for the team. This is, and beyond that, Lakers fans need this. Lakers fans need this. So after last season, that was so brutal. I talked about it before. In terms of the fan experience, that was the worst season ever. That was awful. And so to get moments like this now, this season, I mean, so badly needed.
2-10 to start this year. I mean, this year wasn't all. The first 12 games of this year weren't. You could argue they were worse than last year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those first few, yeah, it was. There was that dread that, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah.
But man, they weren't winning. Last season's team, they would have lost this game by 25.
And I think tonight's the one that changes it, because every win up until this point, I think there was a yeah, but. Yeah, but it was the Spurs. Yeah, but it was the Spurs again. You know, this one, you got Giannis's A game in Milwaukee, healthy Middleton. I keep saying it. And you went toe-to-toe and smacked him in the face.
McKellen says, Braun and Russ, 22 assists, 0 turnovers is insane. Absolutely. That efficiency is fantastic. This one is interesting. Someone said, relax, it's just one game. No, we won't relax. When the Lakers lose, nobody says that it's just one game. It's a fair point.
Yeah. Right. Like, and I mean, look, when you play the Bucks on national TV, that game matters more win or lose, to be fair. So, but I agree with the overall sentiment.
If the Lakers had lost, let's say the Bucks come back and the Lakers lose by 6 or something, right? Where it's not necessarily close, like the final few minutes, the Lakers are trying to get back into it and they can't, and the Lakers lose by 6. We would have, right now, Lakers fans would be having the Giannis block and the Brook Lopez block just thrown in their faces over and over and over again, right?
Yep. So
I think it's fair to go out and celebrate this win and feel good about it and not treat it as just blow this off as just one game. No, you went out and you beat one of the 2 best teams in the NBA with a team that everybody was writing off and leaving for dead.
Yep.
Like, yes, this win means more than just one game.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
None Beverly and a first for Kelly Oubre and PJ Washington. It's the right skill sets, I suppose, for what you'd be like. I don't know for sure that those are
first. Protected first, hopefully.
Yes, it would have to be protected first. Mamba mentality, AD should be in the MVP race. Clearly proved it today. His play is definitely there. Yeah. They've kind of raised up in the standings. Right or wrong, you can criticize this, but this is just the way the MVP award goes. It doesn't go to a player that's on a losing team. So you've got to move up in the standings in order to get the award.
And there's 6 guys in the NBA currently averaging over 30 points a game. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, you look at Anthony Davis, leads the league in rebounding. He's at 26.3 points a game. And I think it's like 12.7 boards a game, 2.6 assists, a steal and a half, 2.5 blocks. So, I mean, the numbers are there. I'm just saying, like, you know, you look at Luka's numbers and you look at some of these other guys. I mean, Luka's averaging basically 33.5, 9 and 9 right now. So, yeah, there's some competition. As long as I agree, he should be in the conversation. And if he keeps this up, he will be at the top of the conversation.
Brandon Robinson, we'll do 2 more. Brandon Robinson said, massive win for the boys. Now let's get Austin Reeves in the starting lineup. I'm preaching to the choir. I'm saying that Austin should start, and I think he's good enough, too. I think he's good enough, too. Last one here. Reginald Thomas. We need to hear something about Darvin Ham. AD, LeBron, Austin Reeves. Reeves said that Darvin came back home to a team that he won a championship with, and I know it was very emotional for him. Let's do this road trip with our new leader. Well, this is a $50 super chat. Thank you very much, Reginald. We appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, when you were looking at what Darvin Ham accomplished in this game, there were a lot of questions, right? After the Pacers game, did Darvin Ham mess up? Did he make mistakes? I think he probably did. But I think we've seen now multiple times this season, from their first win to now this game, this team cares about Darvin Ham. They care about performing well for him. They care about games that matter to him. That's a great thing and a great sign moving forward. And it's a great sign of the way that Ham is able to connect with these players.
Yeah, I think some combination of Darvin Ham and the leadership of a guy like LeBron deserves a ton of credit, because when this team was 2-10, it would have been so easy after last year to just be like, yeah, this must be who we are. Like, it's just not going to work. And for them to respond, 7 of their last 9 have been wins, to go to Milwaukee and get this win. Yeah, I mean, all credit to him. Look, the defense is still got to get better. I'm not trying to nitpick, but all in all, he's clearly keeping the guys engaged, keeping them motivated, managing things the right way, because you don't get a win like this if not for the coach doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's wrap things up there. Everybody who submitted a super chat that I didn't get to, I will throw in a bonus weekend podcast. I'll record that tomorrow and get that one out. So if you did, don't worry, we will get to that question. I appreciate all the comments that we had coming in here, and thank you guys so much for coming in and celebrating a win with us. And what an amazing win! One of the best wins, certainly probably the best win in the last 2 seasons, the best win of this season, absolutely. And what a performance from your Los Angeles Lakers. You finally look like they're getting going in the right direction, man. So much fun when this team is playing basketball like this. Lakers Nation, again, thank you guys so much for coming in and joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakers Nation YouTube channel, and then go check out the Lakers Nation podcast over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is that you listen to podcasts. You can subscribe and take us with you anywhere that you go. So that's a great way to connect as well. Jeff, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for joining me on Playback. You're undefeated on there, 3-0, so we're going to have to keep that rolling.
Yeah, I'll be back next Tuesday. And hey, small plug, check out Dodger Blue 1958 on social media. Same company, owned Lakers Nation. Does that. I host all of our Dodgers content there. Tons of good stuff. So if you're a Dodgers fan as well, head over to Dodger Blue 1958 when we're done here. Click the subscribe, ring the notification bell. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. They've got some free agency stuff there, including you had something today on Trey Turner, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we're recording something later tonight. Chris Martin, Jacob DeGrom, a couple guys moving off the board. So always something happening.
No rest. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. See ya, and stay safe.
Here's Horford. Horford's got 11 points. Horford's gone a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. Outside Curry. And it's sent back by Horford. Brown dishes to Williams. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for Golden State. Iguodala comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. Tatum down low. He's covered by Iguodala.
Boy, no idea why he went with the fadeaway. Had a clean look at the basket.
Here's Curry. Good. Curry's got 30.
This guy is so creative, finishing anywhere near the rim. Stephen Curry doing work inside.
Smart on the wing. Guarded by Curry. Smart kicks to Horford. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 6 assists now in the game.
You know, he could have looked to score that himself, but in this particular instance, the advantage is playing inside out.
The Warriors have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts. The first one falls.
Well, no question that Stephen Curry's ability to shoot from range has changed the game. Three-point shooting no longer a specialty, guys. It's almost mandatory to play in the league.
And the Warriors making a change here. McGee's checked in. Smart passes to Brown. Williams against McGee. McGee with the block. And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. KD's shot is off. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. And he converts the layup. Tatum's got the game tied up here for the Celtics.
Well, Jason Tatum has proven that over stretches of a game, he can take over with his scoring ability.
The shot's good from McGee. McGee's got 8 points. They've been hanging in there.
And a chance here to jump on top.
1:43 left in the third. Pass to Tatum for the lead. And it's Iguodala with the rebound. Outside Curry. A floater, and that one drops for him. Curry's got 16 here in the second half.
Well, it's incredible to see the touch on the teardrop that Steph Curry brings to the table. And it takes a kind of precision and knowledge to make that shot.
Smart kicks to Tatum. Lets it go from deep. The Warriors pull it in. Iguodala with it. Here's McGee. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And now a 6-point Warrior lead.
Wow, what a great look by Andre Iguodala. We know he's unselfish. If there's space for his guy, he's going to find him.
And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Here's Curry. Good tee by Williams. And it's the Celtics ball. Tatum down low. He's covered by Iguodala. And it's in there. Tatum's got 25 points.
That's a case where the reach of Jason Tatum comes into play. Understanding, let me go hit the offensive glass, and you get rewarded for it.
Offensive screen set out of bounds. Boston ball.
27 seconds left to play in the third. Brown outside. And Brown throws it down hard.
Well, how about the leaping ability of Jaylen Brown? Soars high for the rim-rocking slam. Go to work, young man.
Here's Curry. It's good. Curry's got 36.
Well, just tremendous composure on the interior. Read the defense, take advantage of the situation, and deliver.
1 second left. Tatum. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast.
The previous play.
Going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
The ruling on the floor is overturned.
They're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you...
It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Warriors. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard. The pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. The post tandem, it's Horford and Williams. Out on the wings, it's Brown and Tatum. And it's Smart in at the 1 spot. That's the Boston 5. Picked by Williams. 5 on the clock. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Thompson.
Don't you love how physical Jaylen Brown is? This guy is not afraid to draw contact.
And Brown drops them both. Here's Livingston. Passes it to Durant. Green with a screen on Tatum. Livingston kicks to Green. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
How good is Green at drawing solid contact? He plays with a ton of heart. He's really good at making the defense commit.
Both shots good from the stripe. Celtics trail by 4. Brown outside. Williams against Pachulia. Horford sets a screen for Smart. Outside, Horford. Just 5 to shoot. Over Livingston. And too long on the shot. Warriors leading by 4. Feeds to KD. And that one, good. And that's 11 points for KD.
Well, don't you love it when Durant is mixing it up on the interior, using his size to his advantage.
Tatum on the wing. To the middle. KD against Horford. Over Durant, and it's sent back by KD.
Maybe the most underrated aspect of Kevin Durant's abilities as a basketball player, the defensive end.
From past the arc, Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 11 rebounds in the game. Tatum passes to Williams. In the corner, Smart with it. Tatum kicks to Brown. Horford with the screen on Thompson. Outside, Horford. And it's good. The time running down in the shot clock.
Al Horford catching fire, and this is what they want from him. If he starts to make shots, be aggressive.
Livingston with it. Williams picks him up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Clearly a foul.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
The three-pointers and how well they're able to shoot them. You wonder if they can keep it up, and boy, have they.
Well, I also noticed, guys, how much they move the ball in this one. Selfless, willing to pass the ball to a teammate with a better look.
Got a hand on it.
Once again, Pachulia turning the shooter away, uses his length so well.
Durant finds Livingston. Durant against Brown. Green with a screen on Brown. The drive by KD.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
That shot wide open. Tatum's got 13 points in the second half.
Well, consistent catch-and-shoot opportunities will be available for Jason Tatum, and he makes good on it.
And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Pass to Green. Bobbed up there for Durant. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop.
The D feels like it's everywhere, and that pass should not have been made.
It's stolen by Green. Durant wide open. He fires. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And the Warriors lead by 6.
Well, the ability to score without being the primary ball handler, right? Kevin Durant can catch and shoot as well as anybody in the league.
Brown sets a screen for Smart. And they recover it. The 3 hits the three-point bomb.
Well, though he's not known as a prolific three-point shooter, Marcus Smart takes his time, delivers. That's a big-time shot.
And here's Livingston. Just 5 on the clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Outside, Smart. Outside, Tatum. Pulls up, high post, and good. He nails it. Now just a 1-point Warrior lead.
How about that? The quick feet, quick thinking makes the play an easy one in screen and roll action for Jason Tatum.
The pass to Durant. Green with a screen on Tatum. Down low. And Green with the basket on the assist by Durant. 20 points for Draymond Green.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. Count it, and the foul. That's on Jaylen Brown.
Boy, a chance to tack on one more for Klay Thompson. Hard-nosed play, guys.
Curry's checked in for Golden State. That free throw good from Thompson. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Outside, Smart. Brown sends a screen for Smart. Shoots the 3. That one one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Brown.
Oh, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Pass to Thompson. Trying to find Curry. He's got it now. Good on the shot. Curry's got 38 points.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Here's Smart. Takes it inside. They get it back. Here's Williams. And there's the call on Pachulia. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Brown inside the line. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. Here's Curry. Thompson for three. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got his 8th rebound here tonight. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Brown.
Oh, Jaylen Brown with the big shot, proving hard work pays off.
They double-team Curry.
A nice defensive play. Halted the shot, then stayed right there to clean up the glass.
Brown with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Brown inside. Curry meets him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Stephen Curry.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And Brown drops them both. On offense, here are the Warriors. They lead by 1. Timeout called the Warriors. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, guys. I was able to catch the message Steve Kerr gave to his team. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from 3. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Green with a screen on Smart. Curry passes to Green. To the inside. Pachulia. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Pachulia remains ready at all times, and whether it's the first shot or the most crucial, fantastic focus.
KD comes with the double team. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Smart.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Warriors leading by 3. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
And Thompson is so cool under duress. His easygoing personality aiding him in these types of situations.
Smart finds Williams. Thompson against Tatum. He's off on that one. Good D by Thompson. Dishes to Curry. Pass to Pachulia. Durant with it. Picked up by Brown. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Now, passing may be the most overlooked aspect of Kevin Durant's game, but you know he wants his teammates to feel good.
Tatum passes to Williams. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Good on the first, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And Williams drops them both.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a 1-possession ball game.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Curry kicks to Green. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Smart. It's the Celtics ball. Tatum passes to Horford. Back to Tatum. Pass to Horford. No one near him. It counts. And that shot brings them to within just one.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Now the pass to Thompson. Shoots over Brown. The shot by Thompson, no good. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. It's Brown on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Tatum looking around. 5 to shoot. Back to Brown. Over Thompson. Ooh, offline. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Had to foul on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
His contemporaries will say this. Klay Thompson's shooting stroke is as pure as it gets. But it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical three-point cushion. What poise.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get... themselves a decent look.